Said, if you drink, you will die. My uncle went like this to the doctor. Oh.
The special is called We'll Do It for Half. I myself, as a Mexican-American, deeply feel the sentiment as, you know, I feel privileged to be in a position, but I also sometimes accept that maybe I'll do it for half, as you referenced, just to be in the room. So I'm curious as to how you ultimately decided to go with the title for the special.
Well, you know, We'll Do It for Half is something that, you know, even Robert Rodriguez used to kid about doing things better, cheaper, faster. That was also a potential title. Better, cheaper, faster. We'll do it for half. We'll do it for half actually got me a visit from the United States Secret Service, because there was a story at the end of last year that Iran had offered a bounty on a leader of the United States. Wink, wink. And of course, me, always being a comedian and always going for the laugh, 41 years in the business, I made a comment of, I said, we'll do it for half. And it tells you that in a political climate like this, where nerves are at the end and everybody's looking for any excuse to attack people, that title in itself created such a flurry of anger and hate and a visit from the Secret Service. And I told them, you know, you guys look at it as a threat. As a Latino, I looked at it as an estimate. So you always get an estimate before work starts. And, you know, it's finding things like that I wouldn't say it made me a household name or anything else. Forget about how people would know me. It just made me a better performer for myself. Forget about what people think about it. Being able to find those things in myself is the reason that at 59, I still love doing stand-up. I haven't missed it, but I still love doing it.
Amazing. There's so many beautiful comedic moments around Mexican culture, from how much we love our food to how hard Mexicans work. So how do you hope this special empowers Latinos, especially right now?
The ability to see someone that looks like you goes a long way. When I was growing up, I was a fan of Richard Pryor. I was a fan of George Carlin. I was a fan of a lot of comedians who didn't look like me, weren't even Latinos. So the fact that, you know, 41 years later, then a kid who was just getting ready to graduate from high school turns into this man that has this show that has been on since 2002 and all of these specials, and now on the highest streaming platform in the world, a great company, Netflix, that, you know, it will turn some people on to me for the first time. It will be seen by more people, I think, than all of my other specials maybe combined. And if it does anything for Latinos, it should ignite you that silence is deadly. We've come from a culture where silence is almost looked at as a, you know, he can take so much. You know, we shouldn't have to take so much. And when we don't feel good, we shouldn't have to wait till we feel worse. And with all the issues that are going on in this country, those issues are our issues. And the fact that we're silent isn't going to make things better for us. So if anybody takes anything away from it, know that nothing is off limits in your own, even in your own family, but the ability to maintain your sense of humor in tough times is what really makes you go further, be a better person, be, you know, you're not so sad, you're not so depressed. You just have to let all that stuff go. And listen, we're all going to end up in the same place. You might as well go there in a good mood.
You also mentioned a Latin president in your special. Do you have anyone in mind for the role, or who do you think is advocating in an effective way right now?
Being that President Obama's from Kenya, maybe we can get Carlos Slim, who's from Mexico, who has $86 billion. You know, if he needed a birth certificate, I know some guys not very far from here, MacArthur Park, you can get the proper documentation. But somebody who is, and I was with Barack Obama in 2008 and a little bit in 12, but the first time it was really tough to get Latinos to vote for someone who was slightly African-American, you know, biracial. So, you know, we get stuck in our ways and we end up using the same detergent because our moms used them. We used up drinking the same beer because our dad used it. But this world is an incredible variety of things that we all should be able to enjoy. And we live kind of in a tunnel. We need to be able to live as big as our personalities are.